Hey, how you guys doing? I hope everyone's doing all right. I appreciate you checking out my channel, listening to what I got to say here. I don't anticipate all my videos are gonna just be me sitting here just rambling to my camera, but I kind of figure for the first few anyways that it's in order to get to know me and what I'm about, man. Yeah, I'm gonna sit here and talk and ramble what's on my mind, and maybe all my videos will look like this. I don't really know, man. It's what kind of whatever I feel like doing, but anyway, so today I just kind of want to let you all know like what my platform is, running for county commissioner, what I stand for, and I just want to hit some of the issues that I stand on. Over time, I'll end up hitting on all of them, but there's some main ones that I want to hit. So this is my campaign card right here. Let's see if you can see it down at the bottom there. It kind of says three main points that I'm against, and it says I'm against all tax increases, I'm against all medical mandates, and I'm against all woke bullshit. And I kind of want to talk about that just real quick here. So the tax increases, man. So that, you know, my position is I'm not gonna raise your taxes, man, at all. I'm not gonna do it. And overall, my position is that I'm going to oppose the other Democrat commissioners on everything, just because I feel that they're so incompetent, so inept, so evil, and lack just basic leadership skills that there's no way I could be on board with that stuff, man. Just even out of principle, man. There's no way I could do that. So I'm gonna oppose them all that. But what they did recently with the property tax increases, man, is that they lied to the public about it, man. So did the school district when they voted to raise your taxes too. And the local papers around here, LJ World and Lawrence Times, man, they just ran cover for them, didn't hold them accountable at all on that stuff. And what I mean by that is, so what happened is, for the county commission, the same thing happened at the school district, but with the county district, man, we have a revenue neutral mill levy rate, and what they did is the commissioners, they proposed that they would revenue neutral means that if they voted for the neutral, they wouldn't collect $1 over or $1 at all in taxes, and then there wouldn't be or $1 under either. It's neutral, as it says. So what they did is they proposed going 4 mils above that, and then they ended up voting for 1 mil below that proposal. So they proposed 4 over the neutral, which would increase your taxes, and then they ended up voting for 3 over the neutral, which would increase your taxes. But they said that they lowered the mill levy, which I mean, they lowered the proposed mill levy, right? But your taxes were going up, man. Your taxes were going up, and these papers, they just ran cover for them and didn't call them on it at all about, hey, hold on a second, you ain't really fucking lowering shit, man. Of course, they wouldn't do that. These are all liberal commie newspapers, man. They know it. Everyone around here knows it as well, or hopefully they do, or they should. So, anyways, what would I do, man? I'm either voting neutral or under, and how would I do that, man? Well, to me, it seems really straightforward. I'm gonna cut things. Well, what am I gonna cut, man? All right, so I'd encourage you all, go in, look at the budget for the county. It's online, man. You can go look at it. And look at LJ World. LJ World did an article about prior to this, that the county commission has like an emergency fund, and right now there's $42 million in there. It's increased $30 million since 2019. So there's $42 million in just sitting there, man, just sitting there for an emergency, right? So, you and your family, man, you might not be able to afford to have a savings account for emergencies for you and your family, because the community here in Douglas County, these commissioners have taken upon themselves to make sure that the community has an emergency fund, but never mind if you have one or not, right? So that's an obvious one. I just get in there and cut that shit, man. I'm gonna cut it. You don't need that shit there, man. And I'd like to. What I'm going to propose is giving that money back to you guys, man. I'm not going to take that $42 million and move it somewhere else, man. I'm going to give it back to you. And I'm not just saying that as a politician to get votes, man. It just makes sense, man. That $42 million doesn't need to be there. Let's see what happens when we don't have that emergency fund or that big of an emergency fund, and go from there. But I'd like to give that money back to you guys, man, for sure. I'm going to propose that. And the other thing is, you look at the budget, man. There's a ton of miscellaneous items on there that total millions of dollars, man. So they go through and they have line item and line item. About where they're spending their money, and it looks like it's detailed and every cent is accounted for. Then you get into it's just labeled miscellaneous, and there's no line under that like, well, what do we mean by miscellaneous? You know, it's just not there. It's just miscellaneous. We're supposed to be like, oh, okay. And these miscellaneous items, they go to a lot of community mental health stuff around here, right? And I want to look into that as well, and I want to ask some questions. The first question is like, what responsibility, what obligation does a community have to provide community mental health at all, but also to that level of millions of dollars? Like, you know, what do we need to do? Are we responsible for that? Are we? I don't know. Something to ask, something to think about, something to talk about. Now, along with that, you know, if we decide, yeah, you know, we are responsible and we do need to spend some money on community mental health, well, then I want to ask, like, so how do we know that our money is going to this behavioral health that's effective and efficient? Like, are the agencies around here, are they reporting back to us and saying, like, you gave us this amount of money and we put it towards these programs here, and these are the results we're seeing? I don't know, man. I have a hunch that it's just a typical liberal Democrat thing. We just throw money at it and, hey, it's good, man. We're helping. We feel good. We're helping. Something that I learned right away starting out as an addiction counselor. I worked at a treatment center, a residential treatment center over in Topeka called MIR. This was years ago, about a decade ago. And it's something I teach my students all the time when I was teaching in the Family and Human Services Department up at Washburn, teaching the future counselors to go out into the field, is we need to define what we mean by help, right? And so what I mean by that is, when I first started as addiction counselor, I thought I was helping all my clients by loading them up in a van and driving them over to get, you know, clothes at a clothing drive, get food over here, get, you know, apply for jobs over here. And I felt like I was helping because it made me feel good that I was doing it, right? But really, what the help would have been is, you know, to sit down and talk to them, explain these are the things that we need to work on, you should work on, and then you go out and you do it, man, because ultimately you're the one that's responsible for you and your recovery in your life, not me, right? So I think the same thing applies to what these commissioners are doing with this money. We think we're helping just by giving money and then not following up on. What we really need to do is be helping people to get on their own 2 feet and take responsibility for their own lives, man. And so I'd want to look in to see, like, hey, report back to us. What data do we have that this money that is coming from our taxpayers that we're giving you guys, man, is it really helping people be sober? Are we seeing a decrease in anxiety? Are we seeing a decrease in depression? Are we seeing any of that stuff? You know, my guess is we ain't seeing that. That data don't exist. And if that data did exist, I'm betting that it's not effective. So then why are we going to continue to throw money at it? It's just a no-brainer to me, man. Let's cut that emergency fund. Let's look into cutting these miscellaneous expenditures for behavioral health. It ain't just behavioral health. There's a lot of miscellaneous stuff in there. Get online. You can go on the Douglas County, Kansas website, and you can look at their budget. You can look at their line items. I mean, Sarah Plinsky, who's the county administrator, is quoted in LJ World a couple weeks back saying, with the budget, they've gotten off track. That's why I called the incumbent commissioner, the Democrat commissioner that I'm running against. His name is Patrick Kelly. I call him Patrick Gotten Off Track Kelly because they gotten off track with this budget, man. They really have, man. They're out of control. So we have this $42 million emergency fund, and they're asking to they're raising your property. They are raising our property taxes, like. Yo, man, how much money you guys need, man? Stop being so fucking greedy, man. We're all hurting out here, right? There's inflation. We're in a fucking recession. Gas prices are high, and they're going up again right now as we speak. Like, yo, man, we ain't got all that money for you guys. You guys need to be a little bit more responsible with your spending, man. And if you ain't gonna be responsible with the spending, man, we got to vote you out and get somebody in there that's gonna do a little bit better. All right, so that's an overview on the IB against the tax increases. Medical mandates, man, that's obvious, man. Like I talked in my other video, I ain't supporting that shit. I ain't supporting that shit on two levels. It's not American for me to tell you what the fuck to do for you and your family. You fucking go do that shit yourself, man. You decide, man. I don't know your family. I don't know your health stuff, man. You go do that shit. And anyways, creating these mask mandates as someone that didn't wear a mask and couldn't wear a mask, man. And people that are in my group, same situation, they couldn't participate in society because of that. And there's no way in hell that I'm going to create that society around here. It was not pleasant. It was not fun, man. It was not a good experience. That 18 months, 2 years where everywhere we went, man, we had to worry like we're going to be kicked out of here. Somebody going to want to fight us. Literally, people want to fight over that shit, man. People wanted to fight me over not being able to wear a mask in Walmart, man. It's fucking crazy, man. Fucking crazy. So no, I'm not going to contribute to that shit. And also, you know, I just think that the mask mandates, man, they were child abuse for kids, and there's no way I'd ever get on board with any kind of vax mandate or anything like that, man. That shit is just, I don't trust that shit at all, man. But bottom line is, I